In the realm of neuroscience and cognitive performance, the transition from sleep to wakefulness has become a focal point of research and discussion. Dr. Andrew Huberman, a renowned neuroscientist, emphasizes the crucial nature of the first hour after waking, suggesting that how we spend this time can significantly impact our cognitive function throughout the day. This article delves into the science behind this phenomenon and offers insights on how to optimize this critical period for enhanced mental performance. The sleep-wake transition, a unique brain state. The period immediately following sleep is a unique neurological state. During sleep, our brains are not idle. They are actively processing information from the previous day, consolidating memories, and even problem-solving. As we transition to wakefulness, there's a brief window where we can potentially access the results of this nocturnal cognitive work. Dr. Huberman refers to this as getting the download from sleep. He explains, in sleep, you are essentially expunging the things that you don't need, the stuff that was meaningless from the previous day, but you were also running variations on these algorithms of whatever it is you're trying to work out in life on short timescales like the previous day and long timescales like your whole life. This sleep-driven problem-solving occurs in a brain state that would be impractical during waking hours. However, the solutions generated during this time can potentially reveal themselves in the early part of the day, provided we don't interfere with the process. The danger of immediate external stimuli. One of the key points Dr. Huberman emphasizes is the potential detriment of immediately exposing ourselves to external stimuli upon waking. He cautions against immediately checking social media, news, or even engaging in intense social interactions first thing in the morning. The reason for this caution is rooted in how our brains process information. When we engage with external content, especially something as engaging as social media, we're essentially allowing someone else to become the conductor of our thoughts. This external influence can potentially disrupt or override the valuable cognitive processes that have been occurring during sleep. Dr. Huberman shares an anecdote about a brilliant but eccentric professor who took this concept to the extreme, avoiding looking at faces early in the day to prevent any external influence on his thought processes. While this level of isolation may not be practical or necessary for most people, it illustrates the importance of being mindful about our early morning routines. Interoception versus exteroception. Finding the balance. Central to Dr. Huberman's discussion is the concept of interoception, awareness of our internal state, versus exteroception, awareness of the external environment. He suggests that the optimal cognitive state arises when these two forms of perception are well matched to the task at hand. In the context of the first hour after waking, Dr. Huberman advises asking yourself, am I more in my head or extern? Am I in more of an interoceptive or exteroceptive mode? Depending on the kind of work you need to do, you might want to lean more towards one mode or the other. For tasks that require deep thinking or creative problem solving, allowing yourself to remain in a more interoceptive state immediately after waking could be beneficial. This might mean avoiding external stimuli and instead focusing on quiet reflection, journaling, or diving straight into your most challenging cognitive tasks. On the other hand, for tasks that require quick reactions or processing of external information, you might want to transition more quickly to an exteroceptive state. This could involve activities that gradually increase your alertness and engagement with the external world, such as light exercise or a structured morning routine. The role of arousal in cognitive performance. Another crucial factor in optimizing cognitive performance is understanding the role of arousal, or what Dr. Huberman refers to as internal autonomic arousal. This is essentially the level of alertness or stress in our system. Dr. Huberman explains that there's a sweet spot where the level of internal autonomic arousal is ideally matched to the speed and complexity of the challenge we're facing. He states, when interoception and exteroception are matched along a couple dimensions, performance tends to be in optimal range. Interestingly, the optimal level of arousal can vary greatly depending on the task at hand. For high-threat situations or tasks requiring quick reactions, a higher state of autonomic arousal is beneficial because it allows us to slice time more finely, enhancing our ability to react quickly. However, for tasks requiring deep focus, creativity, or learning new skills, a lower state of arousal might be more beneficial. Dr. Huberman gives the example of learning to play a musical instrument, suggesting that being in a slightly drowsy state might actually enhance our ability to sense nuances in the music and allow our fingers to follow external cues more naturally. Practical applications. Optimizing your first hour. Given these insights, how can we optimize our first hour after waking for enhanced cognitive performance? Here are some practical suggestions based on Dr. Huberman's discussion. Delay external input. Consider avoiding social media, news, and intense social interactions immediately upon waking. Give your brain time to complete the download from sleep. Mindful transition. Pay attention to your internal state as you wake up. Are you still processing information from your sleep? Do you feel insights or solutions emerging? Allow yourself time to capture these thoughts. Match arousal to task. Consider the type of work you need to do and adjust your morning routine accordingly. If you need to do deep, creative work, maintain a calm, interoceptive state. If you need to be alert and reactive, gradually increase your arousal through activities like exercise or a cold shower. Gradual awakening. If you're someone who wakes up drowsy, like Dr. Huberman mentions he does, consider methods for gradually increasing alertness. This might include exposure to natural light, gentle stretching, or a carefully timed caffeine intake. Prioritize deep work. If possible, schedule your most challenging cognitive tasks for this early period when your brain is fresh from sleep-driven problem solving. Mindful consumption. When you do start engaging with external stimuli, be selective. Choose inputs that align with your goals and cognitive needs for the day. Conclusion. The power of a mindful morning. The first hour after waking represents a unique opportunity to set the tone for our cognitive performance throughout the day. By understanding the neurological processes at play during this time and being mindful about how we transition from sleep to full wakefulness, we can potentially enhance our problem-solving abilities, creativity, and overall cognitive function. Dr. Huberman's insights remind us that our brains are not simply on-off machines, but complex organs with varying states of function. By respecting the natural rhythms and processes of our brains, particularly in that crucial first hour after waking, we can work more in harmony with our neurobiology rather than against it. While the specific optimal morning routine may vary from person to person based on individual neurological makeup and daily requirements, the key takeaway is the importance of mindfulness during this transition period. By being aware of our internal state, thoughtful about our exposure to external stimuli, and intentional about matching our arousal level to our tasks, we can make the most of this critical cognitive window. In a world that often demands immediate action and constant connectivity from the moment we wake up, taking control of that first hour and using it intentionally can be a powerful tool for enhancing our cognitive performance and overall well-being. As we continue to learn more about the intricate workings of our brains, insights like those shared by Dr. Huberman provide valuable guidance for optimizing our daily cognitive function, starting from the very first moments of consciousness each day.